Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Old Swedes Farm. Want to give you a garden update. July 17th, so a couple weeks since our last, and things have been happening. We got out and weeded again. Had to. We got our one little rain, and so then all of a sudden we got weeds. But our squash area here, the acorn squash, you can see are kind of bundled up into a big mound. They're getting ready to kind of fall over and take off. Our spaghetti squash, bunch of fruit on there. Um, the Jack B. Littles, the jack-o'-lanterns are taking off. The only thing that's not doing good are the big, I think they're Big Macs or Big Moon. Just not happening this year. So I think it's just moisture, and we just can't keep up watering it. So that's doing good. It's all on course. The rest of the garden, our garden fabric's doing awesome. It's really been keeping us from weeding this area. One thing we've been doing is we have been battling cucumber beetles, squash bugs, and we've been actually doing okay. Our zucchini, yellow squash here, I got to thin out the some of the leaves, but we've been getting a lot of fruit, little small ones to saute and some big ones for making some breads. Sprayed off with some Dawn detergent and water, and that seems to have kept them at bay, so things are looking good. We've got some little, I don't know, size of a softball or so heads of cauliflower. We've got a couple of nice heads of broccoli coming. We've got, I don't know,
Eggplants
6
coming.
or 8 eggplants on there already that are
Yep.
probably,
3
I
to
don't know.
4 inches.
Yeah. Peppers are coming really good. We've been picking, we didn't pick a peck of pickled peppers, but we've picked some peppers here. Our, what do we got? One big green pepper that's on there that
Yep.
we'll be able to take off here pretty quick.
And then another one that's probably a few days behind it.
And we've had some banana peppers. I've been getting ready for salsa making a little later in the summer. Got some jalapenos and Anaheim. Whoa, they got some guts to them. So they are hot, which is good. So a lot of that, some herbs for Holly, whether we're going to dry them or just use them. She's been using them in sauces. Here, let me switch it over to Holly and she can show you this part of the garden.
So the tomatoes are doing very well. You can see they've been still growing up, and he's got these good cages, so that's going good. We got a lot of fruit. The regular tomatoes are still growing. You can see some good sized ones down here.
Yep.
Our cherry tomatoes have really taken off down here, and we've actually been able to enjoy 1 or 2 here already. As you can see, there's some that are
some of the lower
starting
stuff
to turn, and everything else. They've been very good so far.
They've been awesome tasting.
So, and then our onions have taken off, and we've already harvested some of the radishes. So that's good. They've had a little bit of a kick to them so far this year.
I hate them.
Down here, our cucumbers are doing good. We've got 2 different varieties. I just don't remember what they were that we planted.
We got fruit on there?
These larger ones are growing up. We've got some fruit growing on here already. You can kind of see lots of blue blossoms and everything else. These over here, the smaller ones.
Not every one of them wants to grab onto the string. We're trying to get them to train upward, and some are cooperating and some aren't.
Yep. These lower ones down here seem to be a little bit ahead of the others. They've got a lot more fruit on them and are really
little tiny pickles in making.
Really going to town. Again, we are also still having the same problem with the bugs on here, but it seems like they're doing okay.
We did spray these as well, and there's some plants that, and maybe I didn't spray well, you can see that the beetles are getting them, but then there's a whole bunch where the foliage is good. So maybe it was just me, a little bit hit and miss. That Dawn detergent seems to work well, but...
Yep, our peas are doing really well so far this year too. We've already harvested some. We've got some good sized pea pods growing, and be ready to pick some more for here in a little bit.
Yep.
And then our second row on the other side here, they're really starting to take off as well. Those were planted, what, 2 weeks after the first round?
2 weeks after, yep. So we got to get some string up there today and
Yep.
get those trained up.
We're just using garden edging fencing to start with, and then stringing up.
Just putting some strings up.
Also. And then we do have our beans, and those are really going to town. Not too long before we really have
These beans,
harvest of beans.
These beans are going to explode. And then 2 weeks behind, another batch of beans. And we've got probably, on this first batch, 20 feet. Let's see.
Yep.
And then the second batch,
30 feet.
30 feet of beans. So we'll be able to have 30 feet of beans. We should have plenty of beans.
Yep.
Be able to pickle some and can some. And
our potatoes have started taking off as well. Rich grabbed some hay and some fresh manure mix, and we're starting to build up around those.
We were weeding, I should say, Holly was weeding down here and pulled up a little potato by accident. So we had potatoes really close to the surface. That's why I threw some hay down. I didn't have enough manure, but I threw some on because we were going to have a big storm, and we got 2/10 of an inch of rain. So it didn't pan out, but now we got a little more soil up there, loose soil and straw. I'm going to keep adding soil to it so the potatoes can continue doing their thing. What do we got over here, Hal? Let's just,
all right,
we can do a quick ending here.
We've got, I believe those are butternut squashes.
Yep.
And then watermelon and cantaloupe.
And the watermelon. We've got some butternut on already.
Yep. So cantaloupes, we've got a lot of flowers going, so those should be starting to fruit out soon. I haven't seen anything yet on the watermelon, but
a lot of
vines, a lot of fresh growth,
and a few blooms. So we should have watermelon pretty quick starting. So that's the whole garden update plus weeds.
the little stuff that you added around the back.
Oh yeah, we've got some tomato volunteers that are along the fence, and then we've got a 10-foot buffer, like I explained in our last video, along the corn. By the way, now we're at 9 feet of corn or so, but we've got some different types of squash.
And there's a couple melons in there.
Just starting things out that we had extra. Thought, why not? We're going to use the area back here. So anyways, garden tour number 2. Hopefully we're on. Everybody have a great day. Thanks for watching. Take care.